Hey everyone, welcome to Shoot On. We're here with Lou today, and we're talking about AR rifle sales and ammunition sales. As you know, the last several months has seen a serious spiking of sales for both AR rifles and ammunition. First-time buyers have gotten on board, and a lot of just traditional gun enthusiasts are bulking up on their ammo stock. The question is, what do you do with all that ammo? How do you store it? And how do you make it ready for deployment? And Lou's going to show us some tricks that he's learned in the military from his prior service on how best to store and transport and make ammunition for the AR platform ready for deployment.
When we purchase our ammunition in the store, AR ammo is typically going to be packaged in a small 20-round box such as this. And there's also 100-round bulk packs available, but they're usually just typical plain cardboard boxes. And it's perfectly fine to store ammunition like this. The only problem we would really need to be concerned with is moisture. We want to store our ammunition in a cool, dry place, as even just humidity in the air, the cardboard can draw moisture and cause problems for the ammunition over a long period of time. A second problem leaving our ammunition in the original container would be that of accessibility and ready deployment. This just doesn't lend itself to being able to get into action quickly with it. It is for this reason that I really prefer the military method. And the components are all readily available from military surplus stores. These items here were actually purchased off of eBay. But you can find them at local gun shows, eBay, gun broker. And what I'm speaking of is the bandolier. It has 4 pockets. Each pocket holds one of the cardboard sleeves, with each cardboard sleeve holding 30 rounds for a total of 120 rounds per bandolier. And the bandolier also has the carry strap on it that makes it readily to transport as well. Now, the ammunition, or to repack our bandolier, we begin by placing the ammunition onto the stripper clip. Now, these items, being military surplus, have been used once already, and we can see that indicated by the little tab on the end of the stripper clip has been bent. So what you would have to do is first bend the opposite end tab in, so when we slide our ammunition onto the clip, it stops up against the tab. And we just continue to load or slide 10 rounds onto the stripper clip. They slide on rather easily, doesn't take much pressure at all. You might want to be a little careful. Some of the edges can be sharp, but generally there's really nothing to be concerned with. Once we have all 10 rounds onto the clip, by using the clip guide mounted on our magazine, it allows us to put 10 rounds into the magazine rather quickly. And with the standard 50 caliber military ammo can, also known as the M2A1 ammo can, that we can hold 840 rounds packaged in 7 bandoliers ready for use. With all of our stripper clips loaded, we simply stack one upon another in a staggered fashion as this. Then we slide all 3 into the cardboard sleeve. Once in the cardboard sleeve, we insert them into the bandolier. Once we have all of our pockets filled, the last thing we'll place in top of any one of the pockets of your choosing is the stripper clip guide. Now, the way the stripper clip guide works, you take your magazine, it just slides onto the back of the magazine. Then we insert the stripper clip into the stripper clip guide, and we just press down onto the cartridges, loading all 10 rather quickly into the magazine. Discard the stripper clip, then we would proceed on with 2 more clips to load a 30-round magazine. Now, as we look at our bandolier, we can see this white hemline. We can see the white hemline. And the pockets look like they were mistakenly made too large for the cardboard sleeves that were in them. The hemline is there when the bandolier is new and loaded with the cardboard sleeves to support the sleeves so they don't fall too far into the pocket. Once we load all of our magazines, we would then take our now empty bandolier. We would pull the tag end of the hemline, unraveling that hemline, which now made our pocket deeper, which will allow insertion of a loaded 30-round magazine, providing us with now a four magazine carrier. Now, how do we get seven of these packed in the cardboards into one 50 caliber ammo can? We begin loading our ammo can with the first bandolier. Actually, we're going to load by corners. We're going to do the 4 corners first. Each bandolier that goes in a corner will be folded in this fashion, more or less in an accordion style. First, we need to fold the bottom up at the hemline, and then just in an accordion fashion, and slide the bandolier into the corner. Allow the strap to hang over the side of the can. Go to the next bandolier, and it will be folded exactly in the same fashion. Go into the next corner. Strap hanging over the side. Be aware of where the stripper clip guide is so it doesn't interfere. It's best to have the guide, in my experience, up towards the top side of the pocket. Next bandolier goes into the top corner. Make sure the bandoliers are pressed firmly all the way to the bottom of the can, and that the front 2 are pushed forward into the can, and the ones in the rear 2 corners are pushed firmly towards the rear. This creates an empty space in between those 2 rows of bandoliers, and that is where our 5th row will go. And it is a very tight squeeze, but it will fit. We just have to make sure that we fold it properly. That bandolier will be folded differently than the previous 4. We will just fold the ends, fold up at the hemline, and then fold the ends in on themselves. Just making a stack like this, and it will go into that center hole. By far the most difficult bandolier to put into the can is the center bandolier. Make sure you get it started straight in between the 2 previous rows, and it's just going to take a little back and forth working, and you'll eventually get it down in there. It is a very tight fit. But once that one's in, you're home free. Okay, we have our first 5 bandoliers installed properly into the can. Now we're left with the straps hanging out over the edges of the can. The straps are simply going to be laid in on top of the bandoliers. You can do this in pretty much any fashion, but try to have some organization about it, as it will allow easier removal when you need the bandolier. So I fold the center straps. I'll generally fold the right one in first, then the left over right, then the center strap last, staying in the center, so that when I grab a strap, I know I'm going to get the left side first. But that's just my preference, and it's not a necessity. So these just lay in on top of the bandoliers, leaving us with 2 bandoliers left. You'll simply fold up at the hemline, fold the ends once over towards the middle, place one bandolier towards the rear of the can, do the same with the last. Fold the ends towards the middle. This one goes to the front. The rear bandolier should be placed with the strap towards the middle. And then both straps will tuck into the space between the two bandoliers. So there we have a properly packed 50 caliber ammo can, 840 rounds of 5.56 ammunition, divided up into 7 easily transportable 120 round bandoliers. Before I close the lid, I'd like to add a desiccant pack. The small pack, 5 grams, works just fine. Place that into the center of the can, and we close the lid. Can seals tightly and is ready for use. And personally, I can't find a more effective or affordable way to store my 5.56 ammunition.